I'm really excited to be here at this conference. I just think this is amazing. The energy is wonderful. It's just a fabulous, fabulous gathering. And in my 30 years of being vegan and nearly 30 years of teaching this, I can count on one hand the number of times I've been at a conference where it's majority people of color. So this is fantastic. I love it. So thank you to Cheryl, to all the entire team, and especially to Linda and Liz for organizing this conference. It's fantastic.
I'm honored to be here. What I love about this conference is the fact that we're centering on the diversity of the vegan community of color. This conference isn't about one person. It's a collective of people committed to uncomfortable conversations and new ideas. So you might be kind of uncomfortable today with some of my new ideas. Another thing that I love about this conference is that it shows that vegans of color aren't a monolith.
And then food prep is our daily conversation. What's going on in the animal industry is our daily conversation. This is a part of our lives. It's something we're always talking about. If we're out and we see something, we're always discussing it. Very honest, depending on how old your child is, being very honest about that. Not just we don't eat animals because we don't.
Conservationists today still consider cows often to be an invasive species. This conflict that was created when these invasive species came was not something that just sort of happened and now we wiped out the biodiversity and now we have to deal with a new model. That's not what happened. Essentially, that same conflict is ongoing. It's still happening today. And the most blatant example of this is the fact that every year Wildlife Services, which is a federal agency, kills millions of animals to protect the profits of ranchers.
My experience at the conference today was wonderful. I think I got a lot of great new insights from some really, really critical thinkers. It's wonderful that we have a space like this to be able to communicate these great ideas. So I had a great time.
There can't be global warming because it was so cold last winter, or oh, that can't be global warming because it's like, okay, global warming it's a terrible expression. It doesn't mean just warming. Yes, the planet itself is warming, but there are consequences and our ecosystem varies depending on its response to that. And so if you ever get in a situation and people say, oh, it was really cold last year, so how could there be global warming? You should show them this video and say there's weather, which is short term, it can be all over the place, but the trend, and we have long-term trend that shows we're going a certain direction.
Like I mentioned earlier about the community gardens, if you get people involved and they have a sense of ownership in it, it typically produces better results from everything I've seen. So yes, definitely getting in inner cities and doing more work is what it's all about, and I plan on doing more of that. You'll probably see me in different communities.
I had read with a lot of excitement the program, so I was looking forward to a lot of the conversations. But I often think that it's the side conversations that matter more in conferences like this. But today, I feel like it was the actual conversation, the content that really made a difference.
It's turning into, are you intersectional? Can we check that box, right? So is your vegan group intersectional? Well, how many people of color do you have, right? So, okay, cool, check, check, check. You got 3 people of color, you're you get the intersectional star, right? Versus really a perspective that includes intersectionality.
When we're taking on the biggest companies in the world who have a lot to lose from the information we share with consumers about the company's associations with animal cruelty, we need to ensure our legal safety and prevent our organization from getting sued from any number of issues. Defamation, harassment, trademark violations, and other legalities are all different things that could be thrown at us.
Through our social media, we reach millions every month, and with our online resources, we are able to help people in 120 cities in 19 countries. And the response so far has been very, very good.
Conference was amazing. AFCO was probably my favorite. Tracy McCorder, my favorite as well. It's really making me want to evolve my activism and really step things up. I've kind of oppressed my own kind of voice a little bit because it's kind of been dominated a lot by what I see in the European movement. But now I feel very bold, I feel very brave, and I feel ready to just take it to the next level. So it's just helping me feel stronger and better and more confident about the activism that I have inside of me already.
It really is centered on just animals, and it's not just animals. It's about food deserts. It's about how do people go those lengths? How do they get there? Who do they look to? Do they look to people who look like them, or do they look to people that don't look like them and don't live the lives that they live? And so I just think veganism is all about relating, having compassion, and dismantling as many oppressions as you possibly can that are linked to speciesism.
Awesome.